Hi, welcome to Big Guy Boards. I'm Scott. This video I'm going to be talking about the O'Neill Psychotech 5mm or 5.5mm wetsuit. I've had it for a winter now, so I'm just going to talk through my experience of using it for that time. So this video isn't going to be a rundown of all the features of the wetsuit. You can get those online. This is more of an actual review, talking about my experience using the wetsuit over a winter. So I've probably been wearing it since October, November time. That's when it starts to get really cold here. So that's about 5 or 6 months, I'd say, of use. So I just wanted to talk through what it's been like, durability, how it actually feels, what it's like to surf in. So the first thing, I'll give a bit of background on my wetsuits. Previous to this, I was wearing a lot of XL suits. And the reason I was going for that, when I initially started using them, I found they fit me better, just my body shape. A lot of people on the Big Guy Boards forum Facebook group put me onto this and were saying it was a good option for someone with a larger frame. So I had a look. They do bigger sizes, which is really good. And just for sizing, I would say you can probably go one size down. So everyone advised me on that when I was getting the suit. So on their size chart, I should probably be double XL or double XL short, but I went with the XL and it fits really well. I think if I went double X, it would be kind of loose in some places. So I'd definitely recommend, if you can, obviously get in a shop and try one on first. So I tried one on before I bought this. I tried a couple on in the shop. The XL fit, so try size down if you can. So yeah, I used them for quite a bit. I started with their summer suit, which was really good. They all have this Techno Butter. That's what it's called, Techno Butter. Super stretchy material. So I had the 3mm, complete game changer for me. It was literally like lathering yourself up in butter and surfing. It was that free, it just felt unbelievable. So that completely kind of turned me on to O'Neill suits. I started looking at the winter ones. Generally, I don't get that cold in the winter, or didn't used to. So I tried their 4mm one, again with the Techno Butter material, because I wanted the added flex, and I'd kind of happy to lose a bit of warmth. But I did actually find that was too cold. So I've worn 4mm in the winter before, whether I'm getting on a bit and feeling the cold more. But I also think the one downside, or one of the downsides to this suit, is you feel the cold more in this than you do in other wetsuits. So on from that, I tried the 4mm, didn't work very well. I think there's a review on it. I'll put some links up here for previous reviews on the O'Neill suits. So then I tried the 5.5mm suit, which is this one. So as I say, I've used it over the winter. First of all, it is warm enough now. So this is the Psychotech is the top of the range one. So I've got it on the inside out at the moment. So they've got these seams, which the lower range ones don't have the same kind of seams. So that holds in a lot of the water. It's 5.5mm. Now I'm not sure how much difference that 0.5mm makes. I think the reason they've done it is it's so stretchy. I feel like they could go a tiny bit thicker than your normal 5mm suit. And maybe they wanted to get a bit more warmth in it. I don't know how much 0.5mm would make, but it's definitely warm enough. I've worn it all winter. I haven't felt the cold in it in my body at all, really. So temperature wise, really good. But I definitely recommend going with a thicker suit, and don't try and come down to a 4mm thinking you'll be warm enough if you're somewhere cold, basically. So that's excellent with the suit. I've really liked that. One thing with the stretch of the suit, I've noticed it kind of started to bed in after a few weeks as well. When I first got the suit and started wearing it, I found it quite stiff, just getting it on and off and things. But just after a few weeks of use, a few surfs, it starts to real kind of bed in and feel really comfortable. So that's really good. And yeah, it's the most comfortable suit I've worn, winter suit. You still know you're wearing a winter suit, but it's just, yeah, it's a complete game changer. And the other manufacturers, as far as I know at the time of recording this, don't have anything to compete with this material. So that's been excellent. Previous videos I've talked about the durability of the suits. I think I talk about a 3mm that I had that I might have had to go back. And I have had durability issues with this, which is a real shame because it would be the perfect wetsuit, I think, if it didn't have these durability issues. So we'll just kind of, I'll talk through a couple of the problems I've had with it. One thing I've noticed, so keep in mind this is only a few months of use. Average surfing for me, probably on average I'll probably surf 2 to 3 times a week. But sometimes it's a lot more than that, sometimes it's a lot less. I'm in the UK, it's not consistent, but yeah, average 2 or 3 times a week. Some of the seams are starting to come away. So there's one here where the adhesive is starting to come off, and there's one seam as well where it has completely come away, which I think is more kind of just for looks, aesthetic, than actually functional, because there looks like there's a seam underneath, but the actual seam part itself, so this should be the same colour as this kind of techno butter material, but the seam just completely came away. So that's in a couple of places. And as I say, I'm not sure if that's really functional. I don't think it is. I think some of these are just to make it look a bit better. And I haven't noticed any more cold since that's gone. This is a frequent issue I've had with audio nails, and it just starts to fray at the top here. So I had that a lot on 3mm, and I've had it here as well. Again, it doesn't make as much difference now, but I think definitely after another season of use, that will start getting to the point where it might start tearing there. Now, in comparison to other suits I've had, I said I used O'Neill's quite a lot before. I don't think I've ever had a wetsuit that lasts more than 2, maybe 3 seasons max, but general wear and tear, usually into the second season, I usually start to see that kind of you know, seams go in and other little bits. So it's not as bad, but then I'm going to flip the wetsuit the other side in now, and I'm going to talk about the chest zip. So one thing that stood out for me when I first got this wetsuit, straight away I noticed the quality of the zip. It seemed like a really hard wearing, durable zip, and especially with other wetsuits I've had before with chest zips, it just seemed like a really kind of well made and, like I say, durable zip. But within a couple of surfs, I had issues with the zip and the teeth came away. So right at the end here, the teeth came detached from the zip, and it had to be repaired. It's had to be repaired now 2 or 3 times for the same fault. Now, this is big guy boards, and I think this might be relevant to people with wider shoulders possibly. I'm not sure. It might be relevant to everyone. I'd be really interested to hear if people have had the same issue here. So it was going to a really good repair shop, and they do a lot of the warranties for all the big brands, so they know exactly what they're doing. I've used them loads before, and I was speaking to the guy there, the main guy that kind of runs the place, and after chatting to him about it, after kind of probably the second time back, he said that one of the issues with these suits is they're not reinforced on this side of the zip. So when you're taking off and putting on the wetsuit, it stretches here. This bit gets stretched as you're getting in and out of the suit. That gets stretched, and the teeth have a tendency to get stretched out of the zip. And he said a lot of the other manufacturers have reinforcement here, whether it's some kind of webbing in here to hold it together or other types of reinforcement, and he said that's something they don't have on this suit. So he actually fitted some aftermarket reinforcement for me, and since then I've had no problem. And as I say, that is a real shame for me. Nice little popper there. That's a real shame for me, because it would be nearly a perfect wetsuit if it wasn't for that zipper issue, and it's really frustrating. I'd get to the beach, it'd be really good, I'd be frothing, get my wetsuit on, and before I've even got it on, I've realised the zip's not attached. So it's been really frustrating, and it's been a real shame. The question is that enough for me to not want to buy the wetsuit again? I might wait until, you know, next season, depends how long this lasts. Next time I go to get one, I might go in and have a look, and see if by then I'm assuming they'll have another iteration of this model, like the next Psychotech, and they might have fixed that. If they haven't, I'm not sure, but the big thing for me is the stretch in the upper body. Just is such a game changer to me that I might almost be tempted to get another one and just get that kind of aftermarket webbing fitted on the zip again. So yeah, apart from that, I absolutely love the Wetsuit, and like I say, that problem might just be specific to a bigger surfer. I've got quite wide shoulders, so it's probably more of a stretch to get it on and off for me. Speaking of which, as I said, when it was initially quite stiff when I first got it, first couple of surfs on and off, it was a bit of a challenge, but I think that's something I've just got used to with chest zips. As it's kind of got a bit more broken in, it's not too bad getting off. If you've been out for, you know, a long surf, three plus hours, or surfed a couple of times in the day and your arms are gone, sometimes it's quite frustrating. I think I'll talk about this in another video. You go to pop that shoulder down and you go to do that one, that shoulder pops back up and you're there on the beach doing some funny dance. But it's not too bad really, because of the stretchy materials. It's not the most difficult wetsuit to get on and off. I might be tempted to go with a back zip next time, maybe, if they do back zip. But overall, apart from the durability and that little issue with the zip, it's a great wetsuit. Thanks for watching.